Ashe, 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 and Grand Rising, a grand day to you all once again, my very beautiful people. Yeah, and welcome to this number 19, or the 19th in the series of Another Perspective on Healthy Living with your senior lifestyle advisor. Plus, it's I, the Mystic Philosopher. Yes, and thanks again for tuning in to this number 19. I want to say much appreciation and thanks. Congrats. I don't like the word con, I don't do the con. But anyhow, I can't find the right word right now. But for you taking the time out, for those of you who I know have been following me from episode 1, especially my good brother, who asked me about, if I'm late with the different episodes when I don't get them in on time. Anyway, thanks again for tuning in. Now, in the last episodes, in fact, in the last few episodes, from episode, I think I started talking about it from episode 16 to the last episode 18. During that time I have episode 16, episode 16.1, and some others. So touch on them now. But I pointed out in the last few episodes, I pointed out the fact that from I, the Mystic Philosopher's perspective, to be materially rich, wealthy, having a lot of material possession, to be famous and powerful, etc., does not in the least mean that one is bad mind free. Not at all. And by now you should know, when I'm saying bad mind, as I mentioned earlier, it's not just a typical colloquial bad mind that people talk about, if you will. It does not mean that when you have all your disposition, or people who have all these position, does not mean that because a person is materially rich, wealthy, materially wealthy, famous and powerful, etc., he or she is living an abundant life. An abundant life, also known as a life of abundance. Not at all. It does not mean that such a person or those people are living a life of bliss and happiness, mental calmness, and peace. Not at all. I also highlighted in those previous episodes, I highlighted the fact that of what I perceive rather to be the facts according to that which is written and that which I have personally read, that from I, the Mystic Philosopher's perspective, Jesus Christ, or Yahushua's mission was also to teach those among his own people, or to those of his people that were and are redeemable. Teach them how to redeem themselves from the curses of bad mind in order that they might live and experience life abundantly. Again, life abundantly, that they may experience abundant life. And we're going to get into more about this abundant life, what I perceive it to be. And also to offer further proof of these points, I will again quote another portion of the scriptures and also share with you some of my interpretation of it. And again, let me begin to quote. I'm going to be quoting, I'm going to be quoting from, what is the scripture now? Anyway, let me quote it. I'll get to that shortly. Just then, which is quote 6 verse 16, just then a man came up to Jesus and asked, Teacher, what good thing must I do to get eternal life? Now, unquote here. What good thing must I do to get eternal life? Well, from I, the Mystic Philosopher's perspective, when you're talking about eternal life, what he was talking about there is an abundant life, a life of abundance. And from my perspective and my interpretation, this man was a very materially rich, a very materially wealthy, no doubt a well-educated, according to the system, a well-educated and also a well-respected and possibly a very powerful man. And again, let me continue quoting. Why did Jesus is responding to him now? Why do you ask me about what is good? Jesus replied, there is only one who is good. Now, if you want to enter life, keep the commandments. Again, let me unquote. Now, please note that this man was alive, meaning that he was breathing and walking and riding and possibly driving around. But he was not living. He was not entered into life, the life of true abundance. And why? Evidently because of his bad mind. He was a restless soul. Most of these materially wealthy and rich people, as we shall look into shortly, they are restless souls. He knew not, this man being referred to here in my interpretation of it, in the scriptures, he knew not inner peace or inner happiness. And again I quote, which ones? That's the rich guy, this guy asking Jesus. Which ones? He inquired. Jesus replied, you shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not give false testimony. Honor your father and mother and love your neighbor as yourself. Unquote. Now, from my animistic philosopher's perspective, Jesus, or more correctly, Yahushua, given the virtuous attributes and credibility in spiritual knowledge, foresight, wisdom, and power, etc., that is attributed to him by all those who knew him personally back then, all those who followed him literally again back then, and all those who believe in him religiously even today, knew of the fact that this man was in breach of all the commandments of abundant life. Jesus knew that this man, though materially rich, famous, and quite possibly politically well connected and powerful as well, was nothing but a real zombie, a shell of a human. And just like many today, that those of us that are in the know see and know, he was nothing but a walking dead. Yeah, a lot of the people you see are walking dead them. And that is why he told him, and I quote, if you want to enter life, keep the commandments, unquote. Now just ask yourself this question. If Jesus or if Yahushua knew that this man was in spirit and in truth keeping the commandments, then why would he be telling him to go keep the commandments? I don't think he would have done that. That would be very mischievous of him. Jesus would be very mischievous. If he knew the man had do the thing already, why would he tell him to go do it again? That would be far out of character and all that he supposedly represent. He, Jesus, or Yahushua, supposedly represented. But I think that Jesus or Yahushua knew that this man, like many of his peers, both then and now, I might add, was infected and infested with the chronic disease called bad mind. And in order for him to cleanse himself of this chronic disease and enter into life, abundant life, he must what? Keep the commandments. From my perspective, Jesus or Yahushua knew that bad-minded people at their core are hypocrites, period. Jesus knew that chronic bad mind people are liars. Jesus knew that some bad mind people, and possibly most bad mind people, are religious leaders. Hello, somebody. You know what? They are religious leaders, they are religious teachers, preachers, missionaries. Hey, if you could only know. You know that they are evangelists and Bible righteous scholars. Bible scholars are righteous scholars. Jesus knew that, or rather, not righteous, religious scholars. Jesus knew that bad mind people can be seen and will be seen keeping the Jewish Sabbath. And also the Christian Sabbath. Yes, they go to church on Saturday, as they call it. And some on the Sun's Day. Jesus knew that bad mind people can and will be seen offering up all the sacrifices as stipulated in the scriptures are in the Torah. Jesus knew bad mind people can and will be seen keeping all the festivals and feast days or holy days that is found in the Torah. Jesus also knew that bad mind people can be seen and will be seen in public protesting and advocating for so-called poor people and so-called poor people human rights. They can be seen protesting, if you will, for social justice and civil rights. Jesus knew that bad mind people have some of the most philanthropic, established charities and world-renowned foundations, and that they can and that they also will be seen giving alms. Yes, Jesus knew that. Handing out charity and practicing the highest, they can be seen. Jesus knew that they can be seen practicing the highest form of philanthropy. In other words, they can be seen or heard of. They can be both seen and heard of donating huge sums of money. Wicked people, bad-minded people can be seen doing that. Billions of dollars, if you will, to so-called help the poor and unfortunate, etc. But Jesus also knew that it was and that it is all a show. Jesus also knew that bad-minded people, though they might be guilty as hell, they still might not be seen or found guilty in the man-made court or in a man-made court of law. He knew that though they might be guilty as hell, they might not be seen or found guilty in a man-made justice system for even committing murder, adultery, theft, robbery, breach of public trust, and giving false testimony. Nor they will be not seen or found guilty for what? Dishonoring either their mothers or their father, their parents, or for despising their neighbors and violating the rights of others, etc. Jesus also knew that the dishonest scribes, aka the media, the mass media, the news media today, would and will cover up their rich and powerful people's crimes while presenting images of them as being a gift from God to our natural native earthly human. And Jesus continued, and I quote, "Honor your father and your mother and love your neighbor as yourself." The guy answered, "All these I have kept." The young man said, "What do I still lack?" Jesus answered, "If you want to be perfect, go sell your possessions and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come follow me. I will explain what this treasure in heaven means." And, so stay tuned. In other words, from my perspective, as the mystic philosopher, I think Jesus was saying to this very rich and famous philanthropist, if you want to be perfect, literally meaning if you would like to live and experience true abundant life, the message for which I bring from heaven a higher and righteous plane of existence to you, my people. He's talking to his own people now, meaning the tribe of Judah and to the other 11 tribes of the house of Israel. If you want to live and experience eternal happiness, then this is what you must do, not what you may do. This is what he must do. These are the requirements. These are the commandments. Or these are the 3, and by extension, 4 things that you must do. These are the good things you must do to get eternal life. And please note, not that he may do it, but that he must do them in order to have life and have it more abundantly. But again, I've run out of time for this segment. I will continue, so please join me in episode 20, where and when I will diligently dissect for you and share with you more of my perspective on these 3 commandments, and by extension 4, that were and that are allegedly dictated by Jesus or Yahushua. I will also continue to share and prove my points on the dangers of bad mind, and tell you more on how you may know and how you can know a bad mind person, aka a sick person, and how you may heal yourselves from the curse of bad mind. So please tune in and stay tuned. Join me then in episode 20. I ask that if you can, that you please support this series of short presentations titled Another Perspective on Healthy Living by simply purchasing your daily supply of lignans, aka lignans. These lignans are from the Norwegian spruce tree. I will be telling you more about them. And it's also known as Fountain of Life. Please purchase it from yours truly, I, the Mystic Philosopher, by clicking on the links provided in the description area below this video. You may also purchase a digital copy of my song playing in the background called Have You Heard of Fountain of Life by clicking on the link by the same names also provided there. Your kind support will be greatly appreciated. In the meantime and between time, in your becoming, I will that you be more and more and not less, aka less. I am the Mystic Philosopher. Ashe, 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 I say.